Hello, everyone. You're welcome to another episode of Sam Space. Still feels like a dream, but yes, it is here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I officially want to tell you Happy New Year. Well, although we're like 3 episodes in. And I really want to say a big thank you to every single person, that has shown me love, even like knowing fully well that this is just like a functioning phase, or that this is like a growth phase of the podcast. And yes, we're also back on Anchor. Now, I will try my best to also put the links in all the previous videos and all. I'll try to put the Anchor link also. Now, by the way, special thanks to Mr. Nonso Mokwa. Nonso, I hope I pronounced your name well. I hope I pronounced your name well. Jesus. But yeah, special thanks to him, and I really want to say that I appreciate it because, yeah, you meeting someone that is actually real and relatable. Yeah, by the way, big ups to you, sir. And also, I also want to say thank you to, some of my friends that have helped me, some from far and wide, people close by, friends, people I live with, a lot of people have helped, and I really want to say thank you. And that brings up today's topic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Today we're going to be discussing about people. People, the most complex of God's creations. But really, ask yourself, are people really that complex? Are people really that complex? You know, there's this book by Dale Carnegie. Okay, yeah, it's pronounced Carnegie, right? Yes, How to Make Friends and Influence People. Anybody that has read this book can actually quote me. Now, I remember one of the things he stated in that book is that people love to talk about themselves, right? People love to talk about themselves. In other words, people hold themselves in high esteem, right? Now, you see where I'm going with this. In today's world, we tend to see that element of self in everyone. Now, is that a bad thing? No. It's actually not a bad thing. It is a very good thing, at least to know that, yes, you consider yourself important. But then, how is it relating to what I'm saying? Check this out. Coming from someone that never really knew how to relate with people, coming from someone that I kind of grew up being afraid of people, afraid of what they would say, afraid of what they would think. It was growing. It was really like I had to walk on eggshells for a better part of my life before I realized that some people legit just don't care. They just don't care about they don't really care about what's happening to you. Do you get my point? Everybody has their own issues. People have their own problems. They can only care about you when you are able to help them solve their problems. So basically, I realized over the past year that people are actually the path to relevance. Let's keep going. Now, I realized that for you to do virtually everything and anything in life, you will need people. Okay? Now, despite the fact that I'm a man of faith, one of the things that I know that the Bible talks about is that do unto others as you would have others do unto you, right? I remember another part of the Bible talks about if it be possible, live at peace with all men. If it's possible. Here, the Bible said it is if it is possible. Now, obviously, even the Bible makes it clear that chances are you might be the most peaceful guy on earth, but there's always that one person that would just want to get on your nerves. I know. A part of you wants to just like, I know. But yes. Now, there's really no way you can run from people, okay? There is really no way you can avoid people unless you want to be a hermit. Even if you're stranded on an island, trust me, there's probably someone there, you know. So, how exactly can we make use of this great resource that God has given us? Human resources, right? I've noticed one thing. I actually recognize this with insects. Now, have you noticed for some people, or a large number of times rather, if a bright light is on in a very dark place, there's a high chance that that bright light will attract things, animals and insects. But the insects will be the first set of creatures to come, right? Now, what am I saying? Let's relate this. When you have a solution, it's not everyone that will come to you, but when you have a solution to a particular problem, people will gravitate towards you. It's as simple as that. Now, how exactly do you now how exactly do you utilize people? See, so how exactly do you utilize people? How exactly do you utilize this source or this resource called people to the fullest of its potential in 2022? As dangerous as this may sound, we all know that self-care is important, but the truth of the matter is you're going to have to live beyond yourself. You're going to have to live above yourself. You're going to have to stop thinking about you for a split second. Why do I say this? Because people don't care. By the way, this saying, actually a friend of mine would actually quote this thing to me every time. She would always tell me about it like, jeez. I never really liked relating with people a whole lot. I will not lie to you because I felt like relating with people was stressful. So I spoke to her one time. Yeah, Dr. Phoebe, by the way. Hopefully I'll bring her on the show one day. Yeah. So she's like, it's a quote though. It's a borrowed quote from someone, but she always tell me, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Now, isn't it funny that it's when you help someone that for some strange reason the person will seem to give you a listening ear. It's like, oh, you helped someone, and then that person is now willing to give you a listening ear. The truth is, your path to relevance, you are only as relevant as the people that are tied to you. I don't know how else to put this. The president, our president, or whatever nation you're living in, is relevant because people put him there. People had to cast votes. People had to, the Senate and the rest, had to be in agreement for this man or this woman to ascend power, right? The truth is, you really can't do much if you have this solitary mentality. We as human beings were never functional, we're never made to function by ourselves. That is why when you go to prison, one of the punishments is solitary confinement. Solitary confinement, knowing fully well that restriction, isolation, and solitude is not exactly how we humans were made to perform, right? Fine, we can decide to go into isolation for a period of time, but then we definitely want to come out. You get? Now, I know we all have that one friend that loves staying by themselves. We have that one friend that is always on their own. They're like, oh man, people just annoy me. I really don't want to have issues with anybody. In this world, my dear brother, in this world, my dear sister, you will have offense. In this world, you will have offense. As long as you're breathing oxygen, as long as you are walking, as long as you can have interaction with the outside world, you will have offense. So you better just get used to it and actually learn how to solve conflict. Yeah, by the way, hopefully one of our episodes will talk about conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. And I think I know just the person to bring on here. Yeah. So this is just me bringing it to your notice that you will need people, especially when you want to build something. Look, I really don't know anybody that has influence. That has ignored this gift of people. Yeah, I really don't know of anyone that has this gift of influence that has ignored this gift of people. For example, you can clearly tell that if I take this, right, and I want to break it, it's very fragile, right? Now, the odds that if I take all these and I probably try to break it, I could still do that, but it may not be as easy as I would have it. Rather, I would not find it as easy if I were to break that first, yeah, you know what it is, guys. Now, what am I saying? We are stronger together. A threefold cord no man can break. It's just as simple as that. We are stronger together. Don't be afraid to share your ideas. Don't be afraid to share your ideas. Don't be afraid to share solutions with people, okay? Don't be afraid to actually share. We actually we've been taught at one point in our life that when we share stuff with people, now oversharing is a problem. Yeah, there's a time where you're not actually meant to like overshare, you know. But we've been taught for some of us from Africa, some places in Africa that I will not mention, we've been taught that okay, if we share an idea with someone, the chances are that the person will make sure that we never actualize that idea. All those kind of stuff. But the truth is, we rise by lifting others. We do rise by lifting others. Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to this guy. What's his name? Davido. I know everybody can tell that dude has been doing some massive things, on the continent, and especially in the area of giving and influence over people, you know. So in 2022, I want us to do something. I want us to actually be a blessing to people. I want us to try and carry people along. If you have an issue, reach out. If you have an idea, if you have a skeletal format of an idea, like if you just have an idea, but you need someone to give it a framework, you need someone to add flesh to this skeleton, reach out. Reach out to someone, just ask. Chances are you may get burnt. You may get burnt in the process, but just do it. Okay? Just do it. Because we are stronger together. Okay? Now I'm giving you heads up. Once again, you might get burned. Okay? You might get burned. But I can assure you of one thing, that when you actually take the initiative and you reach out, there's someone somewhere willing to help you. There's someone somewhere willing to help you. Just reach out. That song, remember the last message we put out, the one about starting, right? When you start that thing, for example, maybe when you sing that song, put it out there. Yes, I see people all over social media, asking for help and all those kind of stuff. And it's something I admire, because if you don't put yourself out there, how will people recognize you? Right? You need people. If you have an idea, look, there is no company. Look, let me tell you, people are that powerful that if people boycott a company, for those of us that don't know what boycott means, like for you to boycott something means to like cut off all ties. It means to like more or less make a social leper of something. In other words, when you say we want to boycott this product, we're like, okay, nobody should ever buy this product again. And guess what happens? When you don't buy that product and the message gets out to every other person that they shouldn't buy that product, guess what? The value of that product will decrease. Their stocks will fall if they have any sort of stocks. And guess what? Over a period of time, they will fold. That's how powerful and important people can be. So please, you don't know who's next to you. You don't know what that person can give to you. I can tell you that a large number of people, including myself, we've actually ignored the blessings. I really don't know what's up with my mouth today. But yeah, we've actually ignored blessings. And a large number of times, the blessings we are looking for afar are actually close by. Your blessing most likely may be close to you. And guess what? Your blessing might be in the person. Your blessing might be in a person. Oh yeah. Your blessing might be in a person. So guys, I just want you to make use of the gift of people, because we each have something that we each need. We each have something that another person needs. I always say this again and again: the world has need for what you have. So use that and touch someone else. In your process of going up, bring someone along with you. If you know something, teach someone. Help somebody. Just if you have a life skill that has helped you over the years, help somebody. Just help somebody. Do this in 2022, and I can assure you, as much as there might be some disappointments, I can still assure you that growth is inevitable. Now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also, click the bell icon for notifications so you'll be the first to know when I drop a new video. And don't forget, we are stronger together. Thank you.